10 seconds out. Confirm everything in that building is a target.
Cleared hot. Go hot.
Ugly 1-1, target is inside, coming shooter.
Abort. Abort. Allies. Allies in the building.
This video is sponsored by no, it's not sponsored by War Thunder. It's just a video that I really wanted to make on this game because I think everybody who loves FPS games need to know about this next major update. Okay, so War Thunder's next major update, called Line of Contact, is shaping up to be the biggest structural shift the game has had in years. The Infantry mode has finally been confirmed, detailed directly by Gaijin in a full developer blog, and it looks absolutely amazing because now with this Infantry FPS mode, you've got war on air, on sea, on ground, and you've got infantry now, so it's like a completely new Battlefield game that will be releasing. For example, we now have concrete systems, maps, mechanics, and clear explanation of how infantry will blend into the existing combined arms structure. The most important detail is that infantry will launch as a closed beta test first this year. It's modern era only for now, focused on US and Russian infantry units. That decision alone keeps expectation grounded. Gaijin isn't dumping 10 nations worth of infantry into the game on day one. They're starting small, controlling variables, and introducing mechanics gradually so they can tune balance, performance, and player flow without everything melting down. The equipment is preset for the initial test. We're not jumping straight into fully customizable loadouts. Instead, players will pick from curated kits that include modern assault rifles like the M4A1 and AK-74, light machine guns, DMR-style rifles, grenade launchers, drones, body armor tiers, and specialty gear, which already sounds awesome for a new mode that's just being released. It's practical, it's realistic, and more importantly, it reduces early chaos while Gaijin gathers data on how infantry interacts with armor and aircraft already in the game. So this is pretty huge. The first infantry-focused map, Granitograd, is also explained clearly. It's an Eastern European city environment, dense, multi-story buildings, tight interiors, outdoor plaza, a partially destroyed mall, schools, motor pools, and plenty of verticality. If you know War Thunder, you know that the maps are absolutely massive. So with infantry coming up, this is like, again, this is a full-on Battlefield game. It's also just not a tank map with a few alleys for soldiers to run around. It's a space designed specifically for infantry to matter, giving them cover, flanking routes, vantage points, and interior fighting spaces where tanks simply can't push in without support. It's also telling that Gaijin is introducing two separate infantry battle modes. Arcade battles will mix infantry with vehicles in a more relaxed rule set, letting players up in quickly and experiment without worrying too much about nations balance or strict realism. Realistic battles, on the other hand, have separate nations, they remove markers, and force more authentic equipment setups, and create situations where infantry needs to think about suppression, line of sight, positioning, and cooperation with tanks. That structure shows intent. They want infantry to feel meaningful and grounded, not a tacked on afterthought. Another important change is the emphasis on environmental design. For years, War Thunder's urban maps were made with tank flow, air vehicles, cover placement, and line of sight for all for vehicles in mind. Now the layouts for infantry maps are being built with human-scale combat first, tight corridors, enterable buildings, vertical angles, and areas where infantry can lock down space even with armor nearby. It's the kind of design shift players have been asking for since the earliest speculation about infantry 5 or 6 years ago. A detail that might be overlooked is the testing philosophy itself. The devlog makes it clear that infantry is treated as a long-term investment, not a one-patch experiment or an April Fool's joke. Additional nations will be added later, more gear, more attachments, more map types, more tactical tools. There's even confirmations that early weapons, armor systems, drone mechanics, and explosive devices will evolve as needed based on feedback. It also helps that infantry will be updated in real time during the beta. Animations, hit reactions, ballistics, recoils, and mobility will be adjusted as players stress the system. War Thunder's community can be overly passionate at times, but that pressure can be productive when the devs are actually listening to what the players want with Infantry, and Gaijin is directly asking for feedback because they know Infantry affects everything: vehicles, aircraft, map flow, pacing, and even matchmaking design. For players wondering if this is a good moment to return or try the game for the first time with this major update coming soon, there are a few reasons why the timing actually makes sense. First, this is the start of Infantry's life cycle. The early months will shape the future of the entire mode. If you want your goals to matter, whether you care about vehicle values, armor effectiveness, map clarity, or how vehicles and infantry interact, this is when Gaijin is most open to making structural changes. Second, modern infantry inherently draws a broader audience that tanks or gents alone cannot. Some people love War Thunder's depth, but gets turned off by long learning curves or vehicle-specific mechanics. Infantry lowers that entry barrier. The moment someone realizes they can contribute with a rifle, a drone, a grenade, or simple positioning, the game becomes less intimidating, and that means there will be much more players playing. Third, the update unifies War Thunder's identity. For years, it's been a combined arms game in theory. Now it can become one in practice. Infantry gives matches more layers like ground level skirmishes, rooftop angles, coordinated pushes with armor, drone scouting, vertical combat in buildings, elements that were impossible before. Fourth, the pace of update matters. Gaijin has been releasing major patches faster in the past 2 years, and Infantry being added now means every patch after a line of contact, which is this major update, will likely include tuning and expansions for this mode. If you join early, you're not waiting years for progress. You'll see monthly and seasonal improvements every time. The bigger question is long-term viability. Can infantry remain balanced against tanks and helicopters? Can the performance overhead support dozens of infantry players with destructible environments, vehicles, and aircraft all at once? Will maps evolve to prevent spawn trapping or wide open kill zones where tanks simply farm infantry? These are legitimate concerns, and they're why the closed beta framing is so important. War Thunder finally feels like it's stepping into the zone people imagined a decade ago, not as the greatest thing ever, but as a more complete representation of combined arms, literally what War Thunder was supposed to be from the beginning. It's been a really long journey. It's like I was really excited for this game, I remember years and years ago, but they just never added infantry and all those things that people would absolutely enjoy. But now it's finally coming, and it looks actually really good from all the footage that we've seen and the details and all. And if Gaijin manages to tune the pacing, the damage model, the hit detection, and the map flow properly, infantry could become a pillar of War Thunder, not a novelty. For new players, that's the reason to pay attention. For returning veterans, it's a reason to reinstall. And for anyone who's followed War Thunder's evolution since the early tank days, this update marks a rare moment where the game genuinely shifts direction instead of just adding more vehicles to the tech trees. Let me know if you guys are excited. This update will finally get you back in War Thunder, or if it will make you install it for the first time. Let me know.